going to be the PowerPoint. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to be going first then.
Yes.
So I'm going to get started with talking about memorization tips. No matter what subject you're doing, it's going to need some sort of memorization: physics, history, science, any kind. You're going to have to memorize something for a test. And the best thing I can recommend to do is not just try to memorize what you need at that exact moment. Try to understand the subject, understand if it's a history fact, then understand the background of why that history fact is the way it is. For example, America declared war on the British. Everyone knows that, but if you had trouble remembering that, then you could think, why did we declare war on the British? Taxes, freedoms, stuff like that. And even for math and science, if you relate those to real world problems, then you're going to obviously know why you need different formulas. And most of the time that's going to work for you, but there's going to be just some straight up statistics that you need to remember that's not going to have any real understanding to it. And at that point, your best bet is just a mnemonic, which, as you can see there, is a word or phrase that contains the information you need to remember. The most famous being 5,280 feet a mile, or 5 tomatoes. I'm sure for most of the facts you need, any number, you could probably find some mnemonic online. Worst case, you're just gonna have to make one of your own. Could you go to the next slide, please?
Can you see it?
Yes. My second bit of advice is not to try and absorb too much at once. We all cram, I know that. I do it all the time. But in the end, it's just not great for remembering stuff long term. If it's a final, even then, probably don't cram because you're not going to remember some of it. As opposed to cramming, I would recommend breaking it up into pieces. Study it bit by bit across 5 days or even more, depending on how much content you have. And then cumulatively study more and more of it until you're reviewing all of it, even for up to a few days before the test. All right.
Okay, so this is to treat test anxiety. Like there's some tips that I'm gonna give you. The first one, of course, is gonna be learn how to study efficiently. If you know how there's many different styles of learning, and if you can identify which one are you, it will make everything easier. Maybe you can learn by looking at the book, reading the book, hearing something, watching someone else do it. Like there's many different styles. So you want to go for the one that it's the right one for you. The next one will be a study early and in similar places. This means just to don't wait until the last minute to, because that's just gonna give you like a lot of pressure on yourself. You're gonna be like all overwhelmed and you're not gonna be able like to get everything. And just be constant in where you study. Like if you like studying in a quiet place, go somewhere quiet or get in your room and just make no one like to bother you. Or if you like having your music, there's many people who like listening to music while they study. Establish a constant pre-test routine. That just means just like make sure you have like a routine for you before taking your test. Like be prepared, have everything in hand. If they let you have note cards, get them done, have everything ready, drink water, eat, and just like have everything ready for the moment you're gonna take the test. So that way you're not stressing at the last minute, like, oh, I forgot this or other stuff like that. Also, talk to your teacher. I know you like a lot of people get scared of their teacher is like, no, it's because he's rude or something. Honestly, like just remember, your teacher once was a student and he knows what going through tests is like. So I'm pretty sure they will all help you and they will understand you. Um, Learn relaxation techniques. That just means like get learn how to breathe, learn how to calm yourself, like just relax before the test. You're gonna take the test. Just be relaxed. Don't get like all stressed about it. We all go through this. We're all gonna get through this, so we'll be fine. Don't forget to eat and drink. That's like a big thing. Like I know many people uh like don't like to eat or drink before their test because they get like kind of like sick from their stomach or something, or they feel like nauseous or something. But it's really important for your body because your brain works with it. And if you don't have either food or water, minimum, your brain is not gonna work the same way as it will be like regular. Get some exercise. Um, when I was barely like starting the college, and now will be taking my math classes, I will get stressed about it, and I would just leave my homework and go for a run, and that will help me so much to go back and be studying again. So any type of exercise, give yourself a break and exercise and go to sleep after it, and you will feel like great. Like it just helps you to get rid of that stress. Get plenty of sleep. You need to sleep. You have to be rested when taking a test. There's no way, like it's not good for you if you're just like without sleeping taking a test. You're gonna be tired. You might fall asleep in the test, and we all know how this how that ends. It's not good. Don't ignore a learning disability. There's a lot of people who have dyslexia or ADHD or other types of disabilities in learning. So if you know you have it or you might think you have it, you will want to get like treated because it's something you have to get like on it. Like you can ignore it because that will affect you forever. And the last one will be see a professional counselor if necessary. If you feel like you need to, like just go. Like there's nothing better than actual help. If you feel like you get so much anxiety, go talk to a professional and get it treated. Next one. And how to study for math. I know studying for math will be like the worst thing. We all know like, oh, what am I going to study? There's nothing I can study. There's a lot to do when studying for math. Start on day one. Like you can't learn everything 2-1 days before the test. Like from the beginning of your class, you should be giving attention to the teacher, asking questions if you don't understand anything, or if you get like confused with something, ask your teacher and be just like learning day to day. Like don't wait until the last day to ask all your questions. Get a good night's sleep. It's just the same. Just like sleep well before your math test. Your brain is gonna work a lot the next morning or the next day. So make sure to have a lot of rest. Make a list of important concepts and formulas. We all know in math there's a lot of formulas, a lot of things we have to remember, trigonometry, sine, cosine, all that stuff. Have it ready if you're gonna use it. If they're letting you, have a little note or a little paper where you're gonna have all the formulas, write it down. There's teachers who allow this, but there's teachers who don't. So if they don't, just make sure you made a way easier to remember them. Reward homework problems. I think that's one of the easiest way to study for math, by redoing some homework problems. where you already know the answers. Of course, you're not gonna look up the answers, but you can redo them and do them just by yourself. And if you don't understand something, just ask what are you supposed to do, and just make sure like to get it done, and you would know the answer if you did it right or wrong, and you can easily find where you did it and how you did it. Reward book and notes examples, it's the same as the homework problems, but just with the book, many of the books have exercises for you to do, and there's a lot, most of them have the answers in the back or some of the answers in the back. Look for identifying characteristics in problems. You can identify easily if some of the equations look alike, or identify what they're asking for. They might be asking you just to solve for x. They might be asking you to give a simplified answer or to put it in decimal or something like that. Just identify what they want and make sure like you can understand what they're asking for. And the final one, take a practice exam. That just explains itself. Just make a little exam for yourself or tell someone else to make a little one for you. And so you can work on it. You can take many different of your book exercises or the homework exercises and just put them into a little test and work on them, and to see like how well are you doing in that.
Hello guys, I will telling you techniques to improve your study habits. The first one is find a good study spot. As Ashley said, as Basti said, Tripper, we all are different. So okay, we all are different. So maybe you like to be in, I don't know, in a library. Maybe you would like to be outside, like in the nature, with the bears and everything. I don't know. It's just find a good spot with a good study spot where you're confident, where you're comfortable, and you know, like you can study well. So avoid social media. Right now, as we are in this pandemic and this situation and everything, most of us are in a computer. So in a computer, we can have WhatsApp, we can have the Instagram and Facebook and everything. So first, in order to improve your study habits, you will have to avoid social media. So stay away from it. If you want to check your Facebook, you want to check your WhatsApp, don't, block your notifications where you're studying, so you can only focus on the subject that you're working on it, either math, either physics, or I don't know, English. The third one is stay away from your phone. This one is a very typical because I even had trouble with, because when we're in class and I don't know, maybe it's something easy, you already know it, so you go to your phone and you start paying attention. And other things, like when you're studying, when you are taking a test, you always go to your phone. So even when you're studying, when you have a class with everything, I started doing like I go to charge my phone all the way in the back. So if it's vibrates and someone messaging me, like I have class, I can go see it. So next one, enlist the help of an app. I know there's some apps that you can download on your phone that will block everything, and also you can put a set of reminders in like alarms and everything, like hey, at 1 you need to do this homework, by 3 you need to do this homework, and so on. Next one, take a break and take care of yourself. This one is a very important. Yeah, this one is a very important, at least for me, because there's a study style that I think it's called the Promethean style, something like that. I don't remember the name, but I use it. And the one that came up with this style says like, hey, you know what? You need to study, you need to do your homework, you need to do your test. I mean, not your test because it's time, but you need to do your homework. So give like 100% of your effort. I don't know, 20, 25, 30 minutes, like strong, and then take a break. Stand up, go to the restroom, drink some water, a lot of water, and then I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, relax, and then come back and do the same thing, do the same thing. This one is the one I use, and it's very helpful, honestly. Next one, join or create a study group. This one, some people will say, well, it's because I don't know it, I don't know anyone. Like we are alone in your home and everything. What you can do is you can contact in Canvas. You can contact, if you go to people, you can contact some of your classmates and send a message. You can create a Zoom meeting, a Teams meeting. You can just study with them. Another thing is you can set an appointment with us for the tutors, and we can help you. The other one is music. Music, as Ashley said, some people like to study with music. Some either like I don't know what music do you like, but in my case, I put music and I start working, and then I start concentrating on the music and not in the test. So it's depend on each one. Last one, understand your best learning style. Your best learning style is like some of us are visual learners. Like I have to see an example, I have to see like image in order to comprehend what they are talking about. Others can understand like straightforward. They see something and then they can remember. So you have to understand your best learning style, and then once you understand it, once you identify what's your best learning style, you will do fine.
Okay, so for the last one, it's going to be self-motivation. So self-motivation is sometimes overlooked, but I think it's an important studying tip. Being self-motivated is a critical skill when you have to study or even when you have to face life. It's an integral part of achieving goals, feeling fulfilled, moving up, and experiencing greater personal satisfaction. Here are 5 ways to help you think about your own self-motivation. Take the time to think about what motivates you. This seems easier said than done. By truly taking the time to think about what internally and externally motivates us on an individual level, we can more easily set ourselves up to maximize our motivation and therefore increase our likelihood of the success. The second one is you are positively must stay positive. Negativity has a far greater negative impact on an outcome than what most people think. Focusing on the positive will help. In order to do this, try recalling past achievements, recognizing and stop the negative self-talk. 3 things you are thankful for on a regular basis is another simple way to increase positive thinking patterns, along with proper self-care, including eating well, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. Negativity is the biggest cause of procrastination. Number 3, compare yourself to yourself. By setting a goal and charting individual progress toward that goal, it becomes easier to see how far a person has come compared to where one started. This is a great way to draw attention to progress, which will lead to one to keep going. Sometimes when we compare ourselves to others, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed. This can make us feel defeated, so do not compare yourself to others, but rather to your beginning self. The fourth one, oh, I'm sorry. The fourth one is verbalize and visualize your intentions. By giving words to what we want and what we plan to do to attain it, we're one step closer to making it a reality. Talking about our intention to those we trust and are close to is a powerful way of starting the process of giving it a shape and form. It makes those intentions become a priority. It holds us accountable for the necessary steps to make it happen. Without sharing your intentions, it can easily make them fall by the wayside and to never come to fruition. Picturing what it will look like when you achieve your goal or accomplish your intention also increases its potential for becoming reality. And the fifth one is your surroundings matter. Most people can attest to having the sunnier outlook in a bright, organized space with lots of windows than they do in a dark, dreary basement filled with boxes. The same goes for the people we surround ourselves with. It's important not to underestimate the power of spending time with people who bring out the best in us. We are what we surround ourselves with. Befriend people who already possess the characteristics you want to embody. You are not immune to negativity and bad influence. The better you understand self-motivation benefits, the more likely you'll do the necessary changes to incorporate those skills into your daily behavior. Is there any questions so far that anyone wants to?
No.
No.
Okay, so we want to thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a nice remainder of the semester.
Thank you. I was actually writing notes down, so that's why I don't have questions.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
No problem.
Have
Guys,
a
I
nice
just have
day.
one more. Oh, sorry. I just have one more announcement. If you did not send me your student ID through a private message, I think I got almost everybody's. Can you please send that to me? Or if you cannot figure that out, you can also put your email, your college email into the chat box. But this just gives us the opportunity to give you credit for attending the seminar. We can send it to you, and then you can send that to your instructors after the seminar is over.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.